How's everyone doing? I have a Blu-ray and DVD update with 7 pickups right there. If you've seen these movies, definitely let me know what you think of them. And there's one TV show in here as well. But first up, I have 2 copies of Hellraiser Judgment. This is the most recent release in the Hellraiser franchise. It's the 10th in the series. And I have to say, it has to be one of the worst horror movies in a big franchise that I've seen in a while. Jigsaw recently came out. I wasn't a big fan of that. The Day of the Dead Bloodline, the remake for that came out. I liked the gore and Jonathan Scates, but the rest of it was This one is definitely one of the worst ones that I've seen in a while. Honestly, this franchise is pretty bad. There's really only about 3 good films in the whole franchise. The rest of them are barely watchable. I actually liked Hellworld with Lance Henriksen. I thought that was a really good one. Kind of underrated in the franchise, but some of them are just terrible. I remember there was Hellraiser Deader, which is out of print. People were actually buying it for ridiculous amounts of money, and that movie was hot garbage. This one was even worse. There was really only one good kill in here. The new Pinhead, again, it doesn't seem like it's Hellraiser without Doug Bradley as Pinhead. I know the one before, I think it was Revelation, also didn't have Doug Bradley. This is another new Pinhead, though, now. Bring Doug Bradley back. But yeah, I thought his look actually wasn't bad. And then some other characters in here too. They basically take people, and there's an auditor, an assessor, and then there's a jury, and they basically decide your fate. And then there's a character that's like a giant baby face one. I've seen that same kind of character in many different ones. There was a low budget horror movie that had the same look with the mask, and then The Hills Run Red, the baby face kind of mask too. And then on the back he has this like little skinny guy that jumps out in like a rubber suit right there, and he's the surgeon. So there's some interesting aspects with different characters in here. And then you have the present modern day with the police officers trying to find this killer who's basically has all these religious aspects to the killings. He'll leave notes and stuff. And actually, I take it back. There was another kill. They didn't really show it, but the reveal of it with the dog, that was kind of cool. But they didn't really show what happened. The one kill that actually happens was actually pretty cool, but it was too brief. There's a lot of religious aspects here, but overall, the movie was just kind of bland. And 99% of the movie, Pinhead just seemed like a very weak character until the very, very end. I felt like they could have done so much more with it, and it's a franchise that deserves better than it's getting. This one was disappointing to me. I would rate this like a 2 out of 10. I was hugely disappointed in it. There's actually, let me tell you, I think most people aren't going to care about it. There is an after credit scene right at the very end of the credits, real quick scene, and it's that little scene, that little snippet is set in Hanover, Germany, which I used to live in Frankfurt, Germany. I remember going to Hanover when I was there as well, when I was a kid. Lived there for 4.5 years in Frankfurt. I just thought that was kind of interesting. I was like, oh, I've been there. But that scene was kind of just a quick scene and really didn't add too much to the movie. But yeah, the setting for most of it is like this dingy little place and kind of like a hole in the wall thing. And there's a lot of, even the detectives, when they have their place too, it's dimly lit in a lot of it. So a lot of grays and blacks, and it's a washed out hue, which reflects the bleak tone of the movie. But again, disappointing overall. That is Hellraiser Judgment. I'm actually going to do an unboxing review and a giveaway, so look forward to that coming up soon. This is from Lionsgate. The only special features on here, there's a gag reel and deleted and extended scenes. It's only 2 deleted and extended scenes on there. But expect a more in-depth review of that coming up soon, unboxing, all that kind of stuff, talking about a little bit more in depth. Next up is Daddy's Homes 2 from Paramount. Now, the first Daddy's Home movie, I really didn't care about it too much. I thought it was an average, middling comedy movie. There didn't seem to be a lot of chemistry between Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell. But this one to me was way better. I went in there with low expectations. I wasn't expecting to enjoy it, but I thought it had some really good laughs. I actually laughed out loud a couple times, and it was heartwarming. And I like the ending too. John Cena has a little bit of a bigger role here, and then you have both Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg's parents, respectively. It's Mel Gibson and John Lithgow, and Will Ferrell and John Lithgow are over the top affectionate and basically Mark Wahlberg and Mel Gibson are the antithesis of that. And one thing that was funny, about the Super Bowl and everything like that was coming out, Tom Brady, there's a whole thing about him kissing his kid, which to me is a little weird, especially the length of the kiss, and he was on a massage table. I digress, but there's a part here where they kiss several times on the mouth, father and son. That's just something I'm not used to. Maybe certain, people do that. But yeah, that was actually towards the end of the movie. There was actually a really funny part with that caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting it, but it was actually pretty funny. I thought this was a good family comedy movie. It wasn't too over the top and raunchy like a lot of these modern comedy movies try to be. They are dealing with the family and, different kind of, like a modern family with, stepkids and stuff like that, step parents, and dealing with that, trying to co-parent, and they basically go away for Christmas on a vacation, a nice, beautiful, like a lodge, and I love the setting for it too. And they're of course having their different conflicts, but I really enjoyed the heck out of this one, and I would definitely recommend it. Way better than the first Daddy's Home movie. This definitely caught me by surprise too. I'll be doing a little bit more in depth talking about this too. So look for that coming up in the future. That's the 4K Ultra HD combo pack. And a couple more 4K Ultra HD releases right here from Paramount. Paramount's killing it with their catalog for 4K Ultra HD. Cloverfield and 10 Cloverfield Lane. And then, of course, everybody knows the Cloverfield Paradox came out right after the Super Bowl. They're snaky, just like with 10 Cloverfield Lane. If you guys saw the Cloverfield Paradox, let me know what you think of that. I do plan to do a review for it, even though I know there's a lot of people that stayed up and reviewed it quickly to jump on those views, get all those views for it. I was I tried to watch it that night, and I was just so tired after the Super Bowl, and I had people over, we had some drinks, so I made it halfway through, then finished it the next day, and then I saw everybody already did the reviews, so I'm well. But I still plan to put my review up too. But here, 10 Cloverfield Lane, Cloverfield on 4K Ultra HD. Looking forward to checking out. I enjoy both of them. Cloverfield was one that definitely caught me off guard. And then 10 Cloverfield Lane was a little bit different. The majority of the film was in one setting location. John Goodman blew me away, and I love the ending to it. And let me know what you think of these films and which is your favorite of the franchise too, including the Cloverfield Paradox, which to me I think actually works well as a bridge and kind of explaining how these things happened, and I love the ending to that movie too. Very fitting for this franchise. But I hear a lot of criticism for the Cloverfield Paradox, but I enjoy the heck out of it. Next up from Arrow Video is Federico Fellini's Orchestra Rehearsal, which I guess was a TV movie. For made in 1978 for Italian television. It's basically I guess it has overt political commentary and social commentary, basically doing with these TV crews, interviews, different musicians, and an orchestra rehearsal, and just the way that they interact. I heard good things about it. It's a short runtime, 72 minutes, but Arrow Video is doing a great job. This is part of the Arrow Academy line, and again, I love what they do as a company, one of the best companies releasing Blu-rays today. Again, from their transfers, the special features, the packaging with the clear case, newly commissioned artwork, reversible artwork, disc artwork, booklets. It's amazing. If you're a fan of the film, you get all that extra bonus goodies in there, behind the scenes, pictures and information, lots of write-ups, so pretty awesome. And then you get the reversible artwork too, which I kind of dig that artwork. Lately they've been having some really good old school, original artwork, and newly commissioned artwork, so it's been hard for me to decide which one I like better. I kind of hope they do more slipcovers. They only have a few slipcover ones, so they can have the newly commissioned artwork, and kind of like Scream Factory does, they'll have the new commissioned artwork, and then they'll have the reversible one where you can do it too, so I can put the old school artwork. But I dig what they're doing. Great release. Looking forward to checking this one out from Fellini. And then next up, another one, this is from released through Paramount, but Comedy Central. This is Drawn Together. The complete collection includes all 36 episodes, the movie, and more. I actually wasn't aware that there was a movie of this, but I remember watching this cartoon, which was just raunchy, non-PC, and I loved it for it. It was basically like the real world. There was basically all these cartoon characters thrown together in a house, and just their interactions and being filmed. It has that same kind of real world vibe to it. They have different characters, like a Betty Boop-esque one, a Pikachu one, all these different, like a superhero kind of one, a princess one. You can see the characters there. just how they interact and how raunchy and ridiculous and over the top, and it was hilarious to me. I'm really looking forward to revisiting this series and to check out the movie because I wasn't aware there was a movie for it. And this is the extended and censored, so it's all completely not cut or anything like that. So I'm definitely looking forward to revisiting it. I remember loving the heck out of this, and I think this is actually pretty affordable through Paramount too. So that's pretty awesome. So there you go. Those were the pickups right there. Look forward to some more in-depth reviews coming up soon and unboxings, and then I'll be doing a giveaway for Hellraiser Judgment. Bang! Right there. If you've seen them, let me know what you think of them, and let me know what is your favorite pickup from this lot right here. Leave me a comment or video response down below. Hope everyone's doing well. Take care.